love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running.
Hello and welcome back to yet another edition of Up and In, where I answer questions from parents and student athletes, whether they're submitted through the YouTube channel or Twitter or email. And tonight is Mr. Wallace, who left me a kind comment on the YouTube channel, and I thought this is a great question, and it's a delicate question. So I thought I might tackle this in the best way that I feel that I can. The question is, at what point as a parent or even as a coach do we begin to talk to student athletes as it pertains to their dreams of becoming a professional baseball player in this particular case? Becoming a professional athlete. It's a lot like when other children dream of being an architect or an attorney. The biggest difference is, unlike those professions where they require a certain amount of academic years of training, tests, etc., becoming a professional athlete, your student athlete is at the mercy of an industry, and they control the keys to the castle. And in some cases, as has been the case since probably the last 100 years, it's all about timing. It's all about who you know and being in the right place at the right time. So I've had experience with this as somebody that's had the dream. My dream was to play and become a Major League Baseball player. And although my professional career was brief, I was able to learn a lot from it that I was able to share with both of my sons, and in particularly my youngest son, Tyler, who has been able to live and achieve his dream of becoming a big league baseball player. But how does this pertain to your child, your student athlete? First of all, there's a delicate balance between being honest, being realistic. At the same time, we want to encourage our children to strive for their goals and to try and live their dreams. The harsh reality is there has to be skill. There's no way around becoming a professional athlete requires skill. Now, that skill doesn't have to be present early. It doesn't have to be present, at the little league and in middle school years. That was the case with someone like myself. I was absolutely miserable as an athlete in my younger years, but it was a sense of being persistent and consistent, falling down and getting back up and trying to work harder than everyone else around me. With regard to my sons, they were around, I would say, a higher level of play, being as a high school and a college coach when they were younger, and they were able to see on a regular basis what it actually looked like, sounded like, and felt like to be a high level skilled athlete at the collegiate level, as well as some of those players that I had at the college level that went on to play professional baseball. As I've stated repeatedly, you must have independent evaluations for your student athlete. Make sure there's a foundation at least to work with. There's a present or a projectable skill. The fact is that becoming a professional baseball player, and if we take that number of between 2.5 and 3 million players at the youth levels between 6 and 13, a fraction, less than a few hundred, will end up getting drafted to play professional or minor league baseball. Now, we can take into consideration independent leagues that are now beginning to prop up. But with regard to affiliated major league, minor league baseball, it's a very, very small number. If I just said to you, go watch an SEC game, LSU versus Vanderbilt, on any weekend, go watch an SEC, a Pac-12, a Big 12, an ACC weekend game where it's their best versus your best. And one could say that every pitcher that is a weekend rotation starter is an elite pitcher. So if that was the case, you would think that professional baseball would just go out and start signing all these pitchers from each of these high-level Division I leagues, but that's not the case. Some of these pitchers are signed from Division II, Division III, and NAI levels. The vast majority are signed by are drafted and signed by 4-year universities. So there is a delicate balance between the reality and the dream. And I'm a big believer in that no adult should throw water on a young child's dream, because I think that's what keeps them going. That's what something they aspire to do. The realities of sport and life begin to come into play right when we get into high school. We figure out real quick as children, as students, not going to be real tall, probably not going to be real fast. Maybe I don't throw the ball as hard as others do. And then we begin to chase the academic component, and we chase that rabbit of academic. But as I've told my sons, as I've told other students that I've worked with from across the country, it's your life. This is your dream. This is your goal. I've had students in Louisiana, for instance, athletes like Landon Marceau and Caleb Roper. Caleb Roper went to Tulane. His high school coach told him he would never play beyond high school, let alone college. He's now in AA, soon to be AAA with the Chicago White Sox, was a weekend starter at Tulane. Landon Marceau, I met both of these young men when they were 12 years old. I'm from Boston. They were from Louisiana. And I didn't know them, and they didn't know me. And most importantly, their parents did not know me, but they trusted me. And the reason why I bring these two boys up is because both boys had high school coaches who told them directly, not only to the students' face, but to the parents' faces, that their sons would never aspire to play Division I baseball, that their dreams were too lofty, and that they should throttle back. And when they asked my opinion, I said they both have one thing in common, and that one thread was work ethic. That's not anything that you can teach. It's not anything that you can buy. It's something that has to be present, and something that those student athletes take pride in outworking their peers. And from that perspective, now both boys are playing professionally. Landon Marceau is in the Los Angeles Angels system, was a weekend starter at LSU for 3 years. Caleb Roper was a weekend starter for 2 years. They were both Friday and Saturday evening starters. But my point is, they were told they were too small. They were told they weren't talented enough, and that they would never achieve their dreams. But yet there they are on the cusp of becoming a major league baseball player. If you play Major League Baseball for one day, that is a major miracle. It is a miracle beyond anyone's imagination. And so I've said this on Twitter, but I want to put it on video. If I were to take every single adult man that has ever played Major League Baseball in the last 100 and I believe 40 years, and I were to take every single one of those gentlemen and put them inside Fenway Park, my home field. Fenway Park holds approximately 36,000 fans. If I was able to fill Fenway with every single major leaguer in the history of the sport, you would still have 16,000 empty seats. Just that number alone is just mind-boggling, that we have less than 22,000 adult men that have been able to achieve the dream of becoming a Major League Baseball player. I'm proud as a parent to know that my son, Tyler, paid the dues in order to get there. And for me as a parent, that is the ultimate goal, to see your child live their dream, because we know what it looks like and sounds like from when they're young little boys. So the long-winded answer here for Billy Wallace is, in that time period between junior high school and high school, you need to have a true discussion with your student athlete, your child, and get them to understand how truly challenging, how many hurdles are going to be put in front of them. Understand that you're going to be knocked down continuously. You're going to be pulled back. You know, a long time ago, my dad used to use a metaphor, and he used to say the tallest trees take on the most wind. Never understood it until I got to be a dad. The higher up your son goes within a sport or within academics, the more people want to pull them back down to their level. So always remember the mental discipline, the physical discipline, the mental health component, the physical health component that goes into this dream of becoming a student athlete that ends up becoming a professional athlete. Billy, I know it was a long-winded answer, but I wanted to spend some time on this because I know a lot of parents kind of ask me this in several different ways. I hope I was able to answer that. If you, as a student athlete or as a parent, like these types of videos, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell that lets you know when I do make a new video. We have lots of content because we have lots of college coaches and professional players that are joining us. So make sure you stay on top of that by hitting the notification bell. You can find us, Baseball Lifer 11, on Twitter and TikTok, Baseball Lifer on Instagram, as well as Facebook. Thank you again. Keep submitting these types of questions, and I'll keep trying to answer all of them as they come in. And until next time, enjoy your holiday season.